Hello viewers, this is Michael from Scary Review, bringing you a new podcast from a segment called Boruto Review. Like always, I'm gonna speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to breach your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will obtain to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will obtain to adult language. Now, if you're over 18, then you should go to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else out the way, let's get to the latest episode of Boruto. So basically, the episode starts off like this. We see Kawaki having a bad dream about Jigen destroying and killing everybody in him. We see so basically Kawaki has a bad dream that we see Jigen hovering over the destroying hidden leaf village and a lot of people's dead bodies who live in the hidden leaf village. So basically, after seeing that image, he woke up in terror. So anyway, a few minutes later, we see Boruto coming out of the bathroom. Hime was asking have you seen Kawaki? I couldn't, he's not here. So basically, Boruto figured that, maybe he's just outside getting some air. So basically, Boruto checked outside and saw Kawaki was on top of the roof. It was just on top of the roof. So basically, and Boruto told Kawaki that, he was worried that you left. So anyway, and Kawaki said, don't worry, tell your sister not to worry, I just came up here to get some air. So anyway, they had breakfast and whatnot, but, Kawaki was still thinking about the dream of Kawaki, destroying and killing everybody in the Leaf Village. So anyway, at breakfast, they was wondering if, at breakfast, Hanako was checking the refrigerator and asking everybody, did anybody see a ham in the refrigerator? Did anybody ate a ham in the refrigerator that she bought the other day? So basically, everybody said no. So basically, and Hanako was sworn that, she didn't misplace that hand that she bought yesterday. So basically, Naruto was like, when I come home to work, I'll bring back another hand. So anyway, but turns out that Hime was lying about the missing hand. So anyway, Boruto. So after Naruto left, we see Boruto in his own packing to go train with Mitsuki. So basically, Kawaki, was talking to Boruto about his karma situation, transformation, situation. So basically, Boruto was like, Boruto was not really worried about him transforming again. So basically, Kawaki said, you should take that seriously. That karma, your karma, the way you transform, you were completely a whole new, completely a whole different person. So basically, Kawaki was worried about Boruto's karma completely taking over Boruto, and he becoming a whole different person, and Kawaki was worried about his karma doing the same thing. So anyway, Boruto went to go tell Mitsuki, and so basically, Kawaki was sitting in Naruto's office, writing a letter of explaining why he's leaving. But he noticed him. Once he left the letter on Naruto's death, explaining the reason why he's leaving the village after that bad dream of Jigen destroying and killing everybody in the hidden leaf village, he noticed that Hime was sticking out, and he followed Hime and asked Hime, why are you sneaking out? So basically, and also assumed that you must be the one who took the ham from the refrigerator. So basically, Hime displaying that was going to display let's go to the story why the reason why she took the hand. So basically, Crockett followed He-Man to a forest near a cave, and he saw this white wolf with the scars on his body named Jackie. That's what He-Man calls him. So basically, a week ago I met Jackie. He was starving and whatnot. So basically, that's the reason why I stole the hand. So basically, she gave him some food that she took from the refrigerator, some sausages and whatnot. So basically, at first Clarky was not sure that that wolf was safe for He-Man to be around. But after seeing how friendly the wolf who Jackie was towards He-Man, he started to ease up a little bit. So anyway, why did you lie about? So basically, why did you lie about the hand? So basically, if I would tell my parents about Jackie, they would forbade me to see him. So basically, I understand he may made a new friend, but it's a fucking wolf for God's sake. So basically, I couldn't blame blame her parents for bringing them to see a wild animal, especially a fucking wolf, for him to go see a fucking wolf and whatnot. But anyway, they went into the forest to go gather some more food for the wolf Jackie. So basically, when they came back, they saw a bunch of food. They saw 3 more wolves on top of the cave where Jackie was staying outside. So basically, it seems like these 3 wolves Jackie and these 3 wolves seemed like they were about to fight. But once He-Man and Crocky showed up, the 3 wolves decided to leave. We started to leave. So basically the 3 wolves that seemed like they were about to fight Jackie were, once Crocky and He-Man showed up, the 3 wolves left the area. So anyway, they went back. So basically, they went back to. So basically, later that night, they went back home for dinner. After dinner, Crocky, after spending some time with He-Man, and he decided to change his mind, and he drove the note that he left on Naruto's desk about him explaining the reason why he was leaving. So basically, he trashed the note. He put the note that he left on Naruto's desk and during the trash can. So anyway, the next day, He-Man and Crocky went back to the forest to go see the wolf Jackie. Why they went to go see the wolf Jackie? But we see Boruto in the backyard, pulling weeds from the backyard with some help from Mishki. So basically, Mishki was talking about Boruto's transformation. Mishki is worried about Boruto's once again, if Boruto coming about forcing to transform again, it could end up bad for him. So basically, Boruto was once again, I'm not worried about that. Only thing I'm worried about is taking out Jigen, helping Kawaki take down Jigen once and for all. So anyway, inside the house, we heard Hinata scream. Heard a scream come inside the house from Hinata, and Boruto went to go check on his mother after hearing a scream in the house. So anyway, meanwhile in the forest, they got to the cave that Jackie was staying at, but Jackie wasn't there. So basically, turns out there were some bear tracks coming from the area that Jackie was staying at. So basically, they followed the bear tracks, and they found Jackie deep in the forest, lying there dead. So basically, he was like, what happened to Jackie? So based on the bear tracks, he must have led the bear away from the cave, and from the other wolves. So basically, according to Crocky, Shaggy must have led the bear away from the cave where the other wolves were staying and sacrificed himself to keep the other wolves that saw the update safe from that bear. So basically, Jackie, basically sacrificed himself to led the bear away and sacrifice himself to keep the other wolves to keep the other three wolves that they saw yesterday safe from that bear. So basically, he made. He was sad that Jackie sacrificed himself to save the wolves that almost attacked him, but with help of Karaki, they made a grave for him and whatnot, and that's when Karaki, decided once again to leave the village. So basically, when he left Hime at Jackie's gravesite, and he headed towards the main gate, and he was about to leave the village, and Naruto and Boruto showed up and stopped and showed up and tried to stop Karaki, what the hell are you doing there? So basically, it turns out that Hinata found Karaki's note, explaining why he was leaving. So basically, Boruto was what about the promise that we made to work together to take out Jigen, and find a way to get rid of these monsters once and for all. So basically, I know I made a promise, but I don't want to be responsible for the village being destroyed and everybody being killed by Jigen's hand. He just he doesn't want to be the one he doesn't want to be responsible for your village being destroyed and everybody in the village too being killed by Jigen. So anyway, we see Shikadao show up, and stop Karaki, use the shadow projection juice to stop Karaki, and Karaki's what the hell the meaning of this? So basically, I always keep tabs on you, boy, but even though I don't trust you, but after what I've seen for you, after you help bring Naruto home, I choose to leave Naruto unturned. Shikadao was I still don't trust you. But after you risk your life to bring Naruto home, and I do trust Naruto. I do trust Naruto justice, and also you did earn some points with me after you brought Naruto home. So basically, I'm choosing to believe that you will do the right thing here. So basically, Shikadao let go of his shadow, least coffee from his shadow suggestions used to say that, I'm hoping that you will do the right thing. So basically, after hearing that from Shikadao, after hearing that from Shikadao, after hearing that from Shikamaru, Karaki changed his mind and decided not to leave, and put his faith after listening to Shikada and Boruto, he said not to leave, and he headed back to where Hime was, at the gravesite of the wolf Jaggy, and realized if I won now, more people will Jigen. If I give up now and run away, Jigen will still hunt me down. So basically, it's best to take a stand. So anyway, Karaki went back to comfort Hime at Jackie the Wolf's gravesite, and that's how the episode ended. But Karaki comforted Hime at her dead animal friend's gravesite, and that's how the episode ended. So anyway, this was a good episode. To me, this was a good episode. This was, it wasn't grand, but it did have some good it does have some good character development for Kawaki. So basically, this was a good episode, in my opinion. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? Was it good, was it bad, or was it just okay? Please let me know what comes below the podcast. So anyway, like always, this is Cynthia Michael from Screw You, signing off. One.